Oh my God, who is that guy? Look at those sideburns. If we'd been on HBO or something, this would have been Succession Plus. Hi, I'm Peter Krause. This is my Entertainment Tonight career retrospective.
Just trying to surprise you.
Blood Harvest. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh boy, I haven't seen this ever.
You've never seen this film?
Oh, this is painful. I was in college, I was doing a play at Theater in the Round in Minneapolis, and there was a piece of paper up on the corkboard that auditioned for an Alfred Hitchcock-like thriller. Well, it wasn't an Alfred Hitchcock-like thriller. It was a slasher movie. My abs look pretty good. So this was filmed up in northeast Wisconsin somewhere, and I had to drive back. And I left after shooting. It was really late. And I actually fell asleep behind the wheel of the car. I drove into a ditch, and I woke up to the sound of the air horn from a semi who saw me. And I woke up and I popped that car back up in the road. And at the time I was driving this Buick Electra, and I had installed the cassette deck by myself, you know, because I'd had the old Philco radio in there. Anyway, I had a tape in there, and it was Bachman Turner Overdrive, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, that was on the thing. But anyway, yeah, it was a scary experience. Let me tell you something, that movie, to me, is truly terrifying.
Hello, mom-to-be.
Oh my God, who is that guy? I couldn't have wished for a better first boss. You know, starting out in TV with Carol Burnett, I was fresh out of graduate school. I actually got 3 jobs at once. I got an understudy for a Moliere play here in New York, and then I got some movie and shooting in like the Czech Republic or something, and it was the script, it was a little soft porny. So then there was a job with Carol Burnett on TV. And for my parents back in Minnesota, it was pretty clear that being on TV with Carol Burnett was the right decision to make.
Absolutely. I mean, what was it like getting to play different characters every episode? Like, would you ever want to host SNL?
I not only would like to host SNL, I'd love to be on SNL. I might be a little long in the tooth, but if Lorne Michaels ever wants an older guy to go on SNL, I'll do it. I would love to do it. I love doing that. And it's funny because a lot of people who know me from 6 Feet Under don't even realize that I started out in sketch comedy.
How you doing, Jay? Brandon Walsh. Jay Thurman.
The show was it at the time, and the interesting thing for me was having come from working with Carol Burnett, who is so humble. A lot of these actors, you know, were younger and so had incredibly inflated egos. Not all of them, and I will say that the Jason Priestley and the late Luke Perry were very nice guys. Great. It's actually a nice bunch of people.
Got a prospect in Wells Park I need you to close.
The Truman Show. I would love to work with Jim again sometime. Peter Weir, who directed this film, terrific director, hired me, called me and said, I think I have to replace you because you look too much like Jim. So I was fired, not really. And then he called me back and he said, would you be willing to do something really specific with your hair to make you look remarkably different than Jim? I said, sure. So I've got that kind of Hugh Beaumont hair. I don't know if you remember Hugh Beaumont in Leave It to Beaver, but he had that kind of hair.
You have a better idea? Oh, we could go to a bar, find some people we don't like, and beat the crap out of them.
Sports Night was the one that got away, I think, in the hearts of a lot of people.
Did you come in here to give me a pep talk?
I just hope that, you know, the people out there like it as much as we like doing it.
Hey, what's going on?
Check it out.
The cast was fantastic, and you know, like, it's funny because now with the more politically correct set behavior and things like that, this was not that show. This was fun behind the scenes. We had an ongoing poker game up in a viewing room up above, and so it was a very rowdy set. Aaron Sorkin and I bartended together on Broadway. I'd love to work with Aaron again at a drop of a hat, man. It was a fantastic show, and I wish it had lasted longer. Aaron was writing every episode of Sports Night, every episode of West Wing. He's an incredible writer, and I miss working on that dialogue. While he was definitely more focused on West Wing at the time, I'm partial. I think that this in some ways was the best show suited for his writing because we could kind of tackle anything through the world of sport. Probably never happened, but I would love to do that show again. Sports Night went down officially, I think, in June of that year, and I was filming the pilot for this in August.
But you wouldn't know about that, would you? Bag boy.
Bag boy?
My initial attraction was actually repulsion, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It was just that I found Nate rather terrifying because Nate and I share a lot of the same characteristics, so it was sort of like confronting certain aspects of my own personality.
4 days ago, I was a relatively happy guy. Now it's like, I don't even know who that guy was.
I am, frequently thinking about how amazing it is that any of this is happening at all. And so that particular series, did grab my psyche in a way that no other had. An incredible 5 years of television that is unmatched. I got offered every emotionally distraught role after this, and I thought I can't keep doing this. Well, and also the search for authenticity in life, and it's heavy stuff. Prior to season 5, Alan Ball called every cast member and said, this is gonna be our last season. HBO wanted to do a couple more. And I've said this before, but I think that Alan elevated the entire series into a work of art by ending it sooner rather than later, because it is about things do end. So how are you gonna lead this one precious life? What are the choices that you're gonna make? And I think he was right to do so, looking back. I would have loved to have made more episodes with that cast and those writers and directors and all that, but Alan made a bold, creative move by ending it when he did. Look at those sideburns.
Watch Dirty Sexy Money.
This was originally called The Darlings. We were kind of ahead of our time, and by the way, this, if it hadn't been on ABC, if we'd been on HBO or something, this would have been Succession Plus.
Cash it in.
All right, I'm on it.
What a gift it was to get to work with Donald Sutherland. Wonderful actor, wonderful human being. One of my fondest memories of him is, Donald's atheist, and so there was a day he sneezed. I said, God bless you, and he turned to me and he said, I'm an atheist. This was actually a really good show, and I watched Succession, and I thought to myself watching it, we had a terrific cast. We could have blasted this on a cable network, yeah.
Anything. It's all him.
Boy, I could talk about Parenthood forever. The salsa fight. It was fantastic. I think that this is a show waiting to be rediscovered. I think that those people who didn't watch it at the time, if they went back and watched this, would be blown away by what this did. Frequently in those group scenes, it was a free-for-all. We would improvise on the show.
I think I might be coming down with some fever.
I had the nickname Fever, Saturday Night Fever. I think that this is one of the great family shows of all time.
Do you live near Dax Shepard, or did you at one point?
We did for a while, yeah. I could access his property through a shed, which is interesting, and he locked the shed, but anyway, we would hike together a lot. Dax remains a good friend. Of course, I was with Lauren for many years, whom I love dearly. And Craig T. Nelson, probably the most emotionally available actor I've ever worked with in my life.
I could see this show coming back.
Yeah, the next generation.
Yeah, with you in the Craig T. Nelson role, many, many years from now.
I would love to, yeah. There is 911, a show like no other. This season I'm playing a fire consultant on a show within a show. Very meta, as the kids say. It's been really fun. We do thriller, we do horror, we do, again, romance, and then all this action. So it's fun playing a firefighter. It's fun getting to do all these things. This show is a Nike acting show. You just do it, just do it. You got whatever's presented for you, you just have to go do it. And by the time you're done with it, the next thing is in front of you to do.
I need to speak with Athena. She's been trying to reach me all day.
In the next episode coming up, Athena is still trying to land that plane.
Yep.
Will Bobby once again come to her rescue?
I think he will.
Somehow he's gonna land that plane.
Yeah, we save each other over and over and over again on the show, which I love that that's the language of the show. It's like a Roadrunner cartoon.
We just couldn't resist playing this because we love how much fun you have on TikTok with your cast.
This I didn't want to do, and they said, just hold the apple.
How much longer could you see yourself playing Bobby Nash?
I could do it for a little longer. It's a really fun bunch. We've had to dial back some of the hours and things like that, because you really do have to have a presence of mind when you're doing some dangerous things and people need their rest. So it's a very ambitious show to make. People love it. I enjoy being an actor. I never wanted to be a celebrity or anything like that. I enjoy when people call me by my character's name when they see me out in public. And I do like to do my thing and then disappear. I've got a happy private life that has nothing to do with the entertainment industry.
So how did it feel watching your life from 1987 to 2024, your career?
Just seeing the television work over time, it's a greater variety of work, I think, than I than I tend to realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a larger body of work than I think about.
And getting a lot of different hairdos in there as well.
Some good, some not so good.